Kitchener is absolutely booming right now, with a state-of-the-art transit hub on the horizon, a thriving tech industry, attracting giants like Google, and vibrant new developments transforming the city. The secret is out. More and more people are deciding to choose Kitchener to call home. And in this video, you'll understand exactly why. But let me be honest with you, for some of you, making the move here to Kitchener might be the biggest mistake of your life. Pro number one, here's the traffic and transportation. And the city of Kitchener is an absolute breeze to get around. This weekend, I spent some time in Toronto, just doing a little bit of shopping. I have a wedding coming up. The Toronto traffic is absolutely horrendous. The Gardiner Expressway is slow. Getting in and out of the city of Toronto is an absolute disaster. But actually, how bad is it? Kitchener, Ontario has the lowest congestion level in Canada, Toronto being one of the highest within Canada. At any given time, you'll encounter congestion about 18% of the time. In the city of Toronto, that would be 31% of the time, with Waterloo being second in Canada at 19%. As for travel times to go 10 kilometers, Kitchener again ranks lowest within Canada, taking an average of 15 minutes. The city of Toronto is 26 minutes. You already know it's easy to get around by car here. Super quick, super efficient. But what a lot of people don't know is the public transit system here is absolutely excellent. Now, we've had the LRT, the light rail transit system, implemented for over 5 years now. And I think it's been a revolution to the city. It's really what's setting us apart to other smaller cities within Canada. Yes, it's hard to compare Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver. They do have the metro, their subways, as well as the elevated rail, but Kitchener does have the LRT now, which runs from the north side of Waterloo to the southern end of Kitchener, connecting both the uptown Waterloo core and downtown Kitchener. So it's an absolute breeze to get around. We also have bus services to most areas within Kitchener and Waterloo. Another exciting development happening in the city of Kitchener is the new transit hub coming right in the heart of downtown Kitchener. That's going to intersect the three major methods of transportation here, which is the light rail transit, via rail, so you can get in and out of Toronto fairly quickly, as well as the Grand River Transit bus services, which connect Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge. Number two, here's the quality of life in green spaces. According to Statistics Canada, 73% of residents reported high satisfaction with the quality of life living in the city of Kitchener. In regards to the green spaces, Kitchener boasts over 220 parks and over 125 kilometers of trail. To highlight a few of these great parks and natural areas, Huron Natural Area is absolutely massive, located on the southwestern end of the city of Kitchener. You also have beautiful Victoria Park right in the heart of downtown Kitchener, just to name two. And there's parks absolutely everywhere. You have parks on the eastern side located along the Grand River. In terms of cultural events, there's cultural events happening all the time. There's the Greek Food Festival, which happens in June. There's the Oktoberfest, which is the largest Oktoberfest held outside of Germany each and every year. And this event attracts over 700,000 visitors. Now, it's not just about the cultural events, there's also seasonal activities, and that's primarily going to be at Chicopee Ski Hill, located on the eastern side of the city. So if you're an avid skier and you just want to hit up the slopes, it's not going to be Blue Mountain, or this isn't going to be Mont Tremblant. This is going to be satisfactory for tubing and skiing. It's a great starter hill, as many would describe it. Pro number three, here's the affordable real estate. And I know I'm going to get some people in the comments commenting that Kitchener real estate is far too expensive. I'm just going to move to the USA. We have to take everything into account here in terms of real estate prices. If we compare real estate prices in Canada and real estate prices in Europe, their European prices are more expensive per square meter. I mean, if you look at the city of Paris, Paris is going to be more expensive than downtown Toronto. A lot of people don't know that. I think there's some great deals to be had in the condo sector of downtown Toronto on the resale side. But nonetheless, let's compare Kitchener and the greater Toronto area, not even Toronto proper itself. A lot of my clients, when they are reaching out to me looking to relocate from the greater Toronto area, they're looking for a detached home. In regards to detached prices, in the month of May 2025, Kitchener's average detached price was $870,000. In the greater Toronto area, that number was over $1.4 million. Now, if you're looking to make the move here to Kitchener, Waterloo, or Cambridge, Ontario, I would be more than happy to help you. You can book a call with me in the first link in the description, or call, text, or email. Number 4 here is the strong economy. Kitchener has consistently ranked below the national average in terms of unemployment. It's a tech hub. I've said this in a few videos before. You already know all about it. We are the Silicon Valley of the North, and a lot of people reaching out to me on YouTube have been within the tech sector. I've helped people from OpenText, Google, Cloudera, and a few others, Ericsson, moving here to the city of Kitchener because of all of the new opportunities within the city of Kitchener. It's not just about tech. Okay, we do have manufacturing as well. Cheating a little bit on this one, the Toyota manufacturing plant employs a ton of people here within the region, and that's on the other side in the city of Cambridge, Ontario, right on the other side of the border. Now, one thing that people ask me all the time is, Kevin, is it multicultural in Kitchener? How's the food like? Am I going to be able to get a variety of different food? And certainly you can. You're not going to be left out. You're not going to be thinking, well, I got to go to Toronto to have Japanese food. Well, that's not the case. There's excellent choices. In regards to Japanese food, my favorite here in the city of Kitchener is going to be Kinkaku Izakaya. That is in downtown Kitchener, and that has a rating of 4.6 out of 5 with over 1,000 reviews. If you're looking for ribs and a smokehouse, well, Lancaster Smokehouse has you covered. It has a rating of 4.6 out of 5, and it has over 1,700 reviews, and that's going to be located on the eastern side of the city in the neighborhood of Bridgeport. And then of course we have Kitchener Market every Saturday morning right in the heart of downtown Kitchener. And don't forget to stop in at Nova Era if you're looking for Portuguese pastries or coffee, an excellent choice, and I'd highly suggest visiting. Of course, there's going to be cons to living in any city within the world, and we're going to go over those now. One of them is going to be the weather, and Kitchener definitely has weather extremes that you won't really find in more coastal cities like Toronto, like Burlington, like Oakville. For example, I was in Toronto this weekend, walking around downtown, not right on the water, but a kilometer, maybe 2 kilometers inland. The temperature that day was 27 degrees Celsius. The city of Kitchener at the same time was around 31, 32 degrees Celsius. So at any given time, especially in the summertime, we're going to see temperatures usually elevated compared to the city of Toronto. The reason being is we are landlocked, so we do not have that lake effect cooling, as well as in the winter time. So at any given point, Toronto is typically warmer in the winter. Not much, maybe 3 or 4 degrees, but that can make a big difference, especially when it comes to snow. Kitchener does receive more snow than the city of Toronto, and you'll see that a lot of times if you are commuting from the city of Kitchener to Toronto, for example, in the month of January. There might be times where we might have 12 inches of snow on the ground, and you get to Pearson International Airport and there might be a little bit of a light dusting on the ground just because of that slight variation in temperature, as well as the less amount of snow. If we compare it to other cities like London, Ontario, London's going to receive a lot more snow than Kitchener because they are located in the snow belt. Kitchener is just located south of the snow belt. The city of Kitchener is landlocked, as well as the city of Waterloo. There are small bodies of water. We have the Grand River, which is located on the eastern side of both Kitchener and Waterloo, and a small few pockets of water, bodies of water here and there. You have Conestoga Lake in the northwest. You have Victoria Park Lake, a few ponds dotted here on Park Natural area, has a few creeks in there, but there's no major body of water like you'll find in Toronto or Burlington. We're not on a Great Lake. It's something that we lack, so definitely limited waterfront activities. Con number 3 here is the limited nightlife here in the city of Kitchener, and it's non-existent. For nightclubs, there really isn't any nightclubs. Even myself, 10 years ago, back when I was in post-secondary, I always went to Uptown Waterloo to have some fun. They have more nightclubs there, a few more restaurants. Kitchener is a slightly older crowd than you'd find in the city of Waterloo. Waterloo has a ton ton of students. Even myself, at the age of 30, I find myself going to Uptown Waterloo more often. I find it more lively than the downtown Kitchener, but it all depends, right? I mean, I've had clients recently where, you know, my favorite is Uptown Waterloo, but for them, Kitchener, downtown Kitchener was perfect. A little bit more on the quiet side, a little bit more laid back. It's a little bit larger. There's more selection in terms of condo buildings to choose from. So it's really all up to you. And if you want to extend this conversation and potentially buy a property here in Kitchener-Waterloo, you can book a call with me in the first link in the description, or call, text, or email. Now, adding on to the lack of nightlife here is the lack of major attractions, right? This is in Toronto. We don't have the CN Tower. We're not Niagara Falls. We don't have the Niagara Falls. We don't even have Parliament Hill or a Byward Market like you'd find in Ottawa. You know, we're not Montreal. We're not Mont Tremblant. There's nothing really that just attracts people to come in. It's a fairly good city to live in, right? I myself, I've spent lots of time in Toronto. You couldn't pay me to live in Toronto. There's just far too many people. There's too many drawbacks to living in Toronto, and not enough things to really pull me in, especially now that, you know, I'm getting a little bit older here, and, you know, you're thinking about family and kids and whatnot. I don't know how people live in Toronto. It's just too much. Now, con number 4 here is the difficult navigation. So yes, it is easy to get around once you have a GPS on. You won't encounter too many traffic. But the problem is it's very confusing to get around the city of Kitchener. It's not a grid system like many other cities within North America. It's just a mishmash of everything. Like, let's dive into the computer now. I'm gonna show you exactly some great examples of this, how it really doesn't make any sense. So let's look at Kitchener and Waterloo here. Let's look at a famous example. If you're a local here, comment down below if you know where I'm going to start here. We're looking at 2 special streets. We're looking at Weber Street North and King Street North. So let's look at where they intersect. So they intersect here in the north end, in the city, in the county of St. Jacobs, but right on the other side of Waterloo. So that's where they first start. Let's look at Weber Street. So Weber comes down here. If you follow my cursor, kind of goes east now, goes back, boom, it intersects King Street again. So King Street went boom, south, then east, then south again. So Weber crosses twice. Then Weber follows down again, goes through here, goes from Weber Street North to Weber Street South to Weber Street West. Don't know why. Why can't it just go Weber Street North to Weber Street South? Not sure. And then it goes back to Weber Street East. So it switches 4 different times. Can't tell you why. And then King Street continues, as well as Weber, alongside each other. Then King Street then turns into Highway 8. And then for some reason, if we continue going down Weber Street East, Weber turns into King Street East. Someone please explain to me why this is. Why can't it just be Weber all the way until Cambridge? Let's look at another example here. Let's go to Westmount, where my office is located, where I'm recording right now. So this right here, right beside Best Choice Indian Restaurant, is where my office is, and Westmount Road starts right here, where Fisher Hallman starts. So it's Westmount Road East. If you travel north, you continue along. It's not a grid system. It kind of just meanders throughout the 2 cities. Westmount Road goes through here, continues north. Nothing really too crazy, just the meandering, right? Well, no, because we get here to Westmount Road, and in order to continue on Westmount Road, well, we'll have to turn left, because Westmount Road decides to turn into Northfield Drive. Don't know why, but that's another thing to know. You'd think it would just end and they'd maybe rename this to another road. That's not the case. Another example too is on the western side of Waterloo here. Yeah, this is Herbsville Road right here. Okay, nothing wrong with Herbsville. Herbsville then turns into Iron Needles. Don't know why. Iron Needles turns into Trussler Road. 3 name changes, totally different names. No one can explain it to me. So in general, when you are looking to get around the city, I myself lived here for 30 years. I still put on my GPS when I am going around the city, unless I know exactly where I'm going. It can be quite confusing at times, but at the same time, it's kind of a pro because it's very unique. It's unlike any other city, kind of within Canada. And finally, the last con to living in the city of Kitchener are the long hospital wait times. Let's look at the wait times compared to other hospitals within Ontario. St. Mary's Hospital, which serves the city of Kitchener, ranks 40th out of 49. Grand River Hospital ranks 44th out of 49. And those are the two hospitals serving both Kitchener and Waterloo. There is some hope on the horizon, though. There will be a new hospital in the future in the city of Waterloo on the northwestern end. Details have yet to be released of the exact scope